Dyslexic Genius here, Brad Hurt. On previous videos, I was rebuilding a Brunswick 4-spring motor, and this is the end product. And I used a lot of different oils and greases on this than normally on a phonograph motor. And this black piece here is really the drip pan that goes underneath the motor to keep all the oil from hitting the wooden horn on a Brunswick. Very interesting. These are the Rolls-Royce motors. And let's turn this on. And it's dead silent, absolutely dead silent. And that's how they should be. All you're hearing is the governor whirl off the governor balls, and you barely hear that. What's interesting is, first thing is, this is the brake system to stop the Brunswick, and it hits the outside of this flywheel on the governor, where you don't have this on the top of the machine that's hitting the inside of your turntable. Very, very nicely designed. And if I turn it on, you'll see. Watch this. I'll click. It stops perfectly. When I re-put this back together, I had a few issues. I had it apart about 6 times, and I have roughly about 50 hours in this motor. I know I make this look easy, but sometimes it's really tough. I put new springs in, and I had a problem with it. I got everything assembled, everything was nice, put everything good. I wind it up and it go slip. And I did this 2 or 3 or 4 times. And I figured out that the pear shape in the end of the spring, and this is one of the pear shapes from the Brunswick springs that I put in. First of all, they annealed it too far. So it was about down here to my index finger. And this was too big, and the nipple on the inside of the spring barrel, this is where it connects on the outside, you'd wind it up and it would pop out. And so I took these apart, cut them off, and I made a much smaller one in here to do that. So on the spring barrels, the shaft that runs through is case hardened, and I coated those with STP because I don't want my customer to say I need to oil the spindles, the spring barrel shafts 10 years down the road. This is going to last for years and years and years and years. Now, to the governor. These cellulite gears here that run on the machine that make it absolutely so quiet. I lube these with super lube. This is a synthetic lubricant. It's not going to attack the celluliting of the gears. Also, on the gears to the spring barrel, I use super lube grease to keep down the mess of grease. The winding gears here, I did that with the green grease. Everything else I used sewing machine oil on. When you put the governor bearings in, I talked earlier in videos that it has a hole. The hole has to point down or to the top of the motor so that when this oiling tube comes down like an Edison, it will fill up the little gap in the middle and oil that. It's a lot of fun. These are tough. The only real problem is putting the casting on here. You got to kind of wiggle everything together and then bolt everything down. All I have left now is to put on the drip pan, which I think is just so cool on these Brunswicks, and flip it around and fire it up and set the timing, and it's done. I hope you enjoyed the videos, and that's my tip for the day.